What's up, guys? This is Mike here with Ninja Signals Trading, and man, is it a glorious day in Bitcoin, which I'll go over in a minute. But yeah, just been a wonderful week hitting take profits up here and entering our shorts down here. I got my, we called it, chains on, so it's a little bit of fun when moves that we call get hit exactly to the dollar. So I'll do a little update in this video. Getting to the serious stuff. This is all just fun and silly. But yeah, so what I'll cover today is the kind of the update on how we got to where we are in the price action in Bitcoin. I'll go over a little bit of the macro outlook, and then I'll go over maybe a little bit of the nerdy nitty gritty TA stuff. So first things first, let's go over. So okay, let's go over this, right? So if you guys remember, I was calling along all the way down here, which is this, and we called a. Oh, by the way, this is the short. Just to show you guys, I called this on 8/21, and at exactly, like literally hit all of our entries to the dollar and came down about over $10,000. So that was glorious, and I'll go over why this short position was such a massive play and a massive swing trade. And but the other thing is, remember, if you've seen the weekly update videos weeks and months ago, so where is it? If you guys remember this, we had the entry right here at the exact low within about $100, and then we had a major take profit right here, pretty much at the high within. Yeah, within dollars. See, what was the high? So we called the take profit, a major take profit at exactly the high within about $35. So that's pretty. That's not bad. So this is not just to brag, but this is kind of like a little plug for our group for Ninja Trading. If you're not already in the group, if you're in the group, just pay attention to the updates. But if you're not already in the group, you can learn this type of precision, right? To where we long the exact low, take major profits at the exact high, and when everybody is kind of panicking because Bitcoin plummeted, we took major profits or caught a really good trade. And this was usually trades don't play out this quick to about $10,000 or not 10,000 pips. I think it was about 16% drop. Usually it doesn't play out within 8 hours like this, but hey, when they do and you catch it, it's a good day. So let me go over my macro outlook first. So first things first, I think a lot of I think the question on a lot of people's minds is, are we still in a bull market, right? Are we bullish? Especially after a drop like this, I think people remember this drop, followed by a bounce and the death drop right here, right? So I'll cover that. But if you don't have the foundation for this, go back and watch some of my monthly update videos or my weekly update videos from back here when we were in this 3-month range. So I'll just give you a quick recap, right? So I said, which by the way, another plug, we put in massive shorts right here, and we had major take profits at 30K. So not at the exact low, but we had major take profits at 30K. So that hit the exact Fibonacci time pivot within 4 hours too. So another plug for learning this type of precision. So we do this all the time, and we caught this long right here too. But if you go back, we caught the long here, we caught the short right here. We didn't catch this long, but we caught shorts right here. Caught this long, shorts, long, caught this short, and then caught this long, right? And then here, so back to here, remember I said that we were, as soon as we hit this, I said we're either likely to just V-shape out of here or form a 3 months range and then break the range, right? And I said we're about 70 to 80% likely to still be in a bull market and break up that we have put in a low. I said this back down here too, right? I said that we will, not stay below. I need to find that, but I said we'll not stay below here, and we're shooting up to at least 50K, which we did. And then I also said once we do break this range, we are very likely to, shoot up out of here pretty violently without any opportunity to retrace. I mean, if you look at this whole grind move up, this was very violent shooting up out of here, and then we pretty much hit 42K, broke out of the range, pulled back a little bit. I wouldn't call this you know major retracement. It was a 382, and then we just kind of grinded up, right? So I said once we get out of here, we're not likely to get very many good retracements for new entries, which was true. I mean, people that hold Bitcoin love this, but as traders, this is very hard to trade because there's just not very many high probability deep retraces, right? This right here, the range, this was the easiest thing to trade. You long the bottom of the range, you short the top of the range. Easiest thing in the world. Here, especially when you're grinding up, last couple of weeks, this is actually pretty hard without proper retraces. I mean, we did catch trades here, but a lot harder. And then, I said that if we do retrace, it'll be pretty violent, right? So that led us to here. So what's interesting is everything here is very technical, right? Where did we top out at on this move? I mean, I gave this ahead of time, so there was technical reasons. So remember also when I said that when we break up, there was two areas to look for a major bull trap. One was the 48K range. I think this was the video from maybe 2 months ago. 48K range, which, guess what? 48K, we pull back 8%, $4,000. Not bad. And I said the next one was the mid 52K range, which is the golden pocket, which is why there was a massive swing shorts right here. All along here, I wasn't really putting in any swing shorts. We were just gradually grinding our way up. But this is the bull trappy area, right? So where right now we hit that, obviously rejected faster than what anybody would have expected. I think this is probably the largest 1 hour drop in Bitcoin history percentage wise. I believe it was more than this drop. This drop took a couple of hours. This drop pretty much 16% of it, which is the majority, took 1 hour. So that was actually a savage savage drop, which we're cashing on. And if you don't know this, you can make money on the way down too by shorting or putting in sell positions. So that leads us to here now. So I would say we're still about 70%, 60 to 70% likely that we'll get some retrace, maybe grind, maybe go sideways, maybe come down hopefully to the 618. That would be a dream scenario, and continue up, right? So my ideal scenario, by the way, if you're wondering where we stopped, what was it? Okay, if this doesn't blow your mind. Man, I'm on no sleep right now. I was up until 3 a.m. Filling short positions up here because there was some. I'll zoom in and show you guys later. But okay, so if this doesn't blow your mind, on a $10,000 drop, right? The absolute low was the SR flip of our old channel that I had marked down forever. Okay, we have the golden pocket of the speed fan and the golden pocket of this last little move up after the first. I guess this was a decent retrace, right? So if that doesn't show you the power of TA, proper TA that is, there's so many technical reasons on why this was a high probability reason to bounce. I personally did not long it because I was asleep from being up for the shorts, which I'm okay. On that drop, sorry, this is kind of skipping ahead to the TA nerdy stuff, just had to do it. Okay. So if you didn't get this exact absolute high, you were actually gifted. This is why I was up. I caught this golden pocket retrace. So yeah, I did not short exactly up here. That was kind of a hard one to catch because we could have swing failure this and then came back down again. But this was the easiest short to catch on a 618 retrace, and then that was over $10,000. Not bad for overnight. So that's why I'm on no sleep right now. So a couple of things that I see, right? So here are kind of a few factors working in the bulls and bears court, and this this will matter if you have Bitcoin holdings, right, or altcoin holdings especially, because if you saw how much the altcoins dropped, um, want to check this out. If you don't, definitely want to learn proper trading, because over the last 24 hours, $3.69 billion in trades got liquidated, which is absolutely insane. So you definitely want to learn how to trade properly. Um, so my brain's all over the place. So look at this. Bitcoin dominance, we were sliding down because we were sideways. As soon as Bitcoin has a big move, Bitcoin dominance goes up, which means on that move down, altcoins dropped harder than Bitcoin by a lot. I mean, at the height of it, they dropped an average 5% harder on average. So that's quite a bit. So that brings us to where we are now, right? A couple of things working in the bears court. Number one, we have the classic bear trap area where a lot of people were, logging into or buying into, which is kind of funny because the El Salvador news, El Salvador buying a bunch of Bitcoin, came out exactly right here. So one of two things could have happened, right? Market makers use that to fill all their short positions, which thank God they bought, so it filled our short positions. Or number two, maybe El Salvador is smarter than all of us, and they bought Bitcoin, moved it all to an exchange, waited until major resistance, like we saw, put in massive short positions. They 100, they 100x shorted their 21 million in Bitcoin, and they're just cashing out and laughing at us while we think they lost money. So, hey, maybe El Salvador's genius, and they released that news exactly at the top to fill their short positions. Hey, if I was El Salvador, I would have done that. Put it all on exchanges, put limit orders all right here, release the news, fill out my limit orders, and bam, down. That would have been epic. So that's the first thing working in the bear court. Number two, that drop was so massive. And number three, if this ends up being a higher term time frame top for more than, let's say, 3 months, this will just be another lower high, right? Because the whole way up, we grinded up without major retracements, and the volume wasn't really there. So that's kind of a bearish sign. But a couple of things in the bullish sign, this drop, you can argue this drop was very much needed, which is a breath of fresh air for me, because all along here there's just not very great swing entries, because you never got. The biggest retrace that you got here was 8%, which for Bitcoin is not a lot. And then you just, especially like right here, there's no volatility, it just slowly grinded up. There's literally no retraces. So, what was I saying? So, this was definitely needed, and if this is a little complex, that's okay. But on the way down, okay, so this is the last leg of the drop, right? These are 15-minute candles. On the way drop, you can see 263 million longs closed, 337 million longs closed there, or got stopped out. But what's interesting is and there's a huge decrease in open interest, right? So this is something working in the bull's favor, because two things. Number one, you had an immediate bounce of half of the move, which is very bullish, very bullish, right? Number two, that was on decreased open interest, and that was just a very long squeeze, and you actually had $108 million shorts take profit down here. So actually there was not a lot of volume transacted, and here was where the volume started. It's actually a pretty high value node right there. Actually, you missed that, so I did not see that in my initial analysis. Yeah, so if you actually see, the volume put in control is all the way down here at 44, so this is where all the volume transacted, and we spent the time. So there was clear demand up here. But this is a very good site to see if you're bullish. I know a lot of people are panicking right now. So, of course, we're traders, so as traders, there's no definites, but I would say the probabilities in favor of the bulls right now, I would say at least 70%, because of the decline in open interest. So it would be very bearish if you saw a lot of shorts open down here, like up here, right? There's like 15 million shorts, 6 million, 8, 10 million new shorts open. and there were some shorts opening before that last dump. But if you saw all these candles with either, that were either even, or you saw some shorts open, that would be very concerning. Um, to see that the shorts are essentially agreeing with this move. So that's definitely in the Bulls' favor, but that's not to say we don't have further downside. Um, we could just, market structure is still very bullish, higher term time frame. We could just V shape up out of here. Personally, this would be a dream scenario if we come down to the overall move golden pocket, or could be the absolute low, so the golden pocket, right? If we take these lows and grab this liquidity right here, here's my marker. So if we grab all of these stops and then continue back up, if we swing failure that would be very, very bullish, and I would take some massive positions off of that, of course with proper risk management, so on and so forth. So this doesn't happen to you. With proper risk management. So I would say we're very bullish. The only time, so what I would classify as bearish is if we immediately make another leg down. So the longer that we consolidate here, the better, just like right here. Because think about this, right? All of this drop was, drop, short consolidation, drop, short consolidation, drop, long form consolidation, up, right? I still believe we're in a bull market until the end of the year. I would say it's still 80% likely. But, if we see short consolidation, drop, short consolidation, and we smash through this area and continue, and we don't get one of these crazy buying wicks, that would be a cause for concern for us to break these lows, which we're still very far away from there. Very low probability from this positioning right here. So yeah, higher term time frame, I would, but that's the importance of hedging, and protecting downside for your portfolios, right? Like so many altcoins got wrecked today. If you were at least in some kind of a short, even if you didn't make a profit, you could have mitigated a lot of losses. At one point, people's portfolios were down, 20%, just in 8 hours, and altcoins were probably down 30%, right? So, at least, as a trader, like to me, it doesn't matter if we break the lows. Obviously, I would like for Bitcoin to go up because I'm long-term bullish on Bitcoin, but it doesn't matter if we start breaking these lows. It doesn't matter if we go to 100K. There's always profits to be had, right? So, but that's the importance of trading and having a trading style is no matter what, like if your portfolio is hurting today, it's probably because you didn't hedge or you didn't put in a short position. If you had a short position, like even if it was a smaller position, with that massive amount of drop with any kind of leverage, you're probably breaking even with the losses on your dips on your portfolio, right? Like if you took some profits down here and Bitcoin came back up, now you're up in money, and now you're up for profits, and you're not worrying like. So if you took this short and then for bounces, if you take other shorts, if you're worried about Bitcoin breaking 30K, that means you're not properly positioned, right? Like, so we're short from up here. If we get like a 618 retrace and further down, we'll take more shorts, right? So that way, if Bitcoin starts heading down here, we're not worried. We took a lot of profits on our loss along the way, especially at the top. So now if we start getting this trickle down, like, great, we're not worried. So that's why, if you're not properly hedged, if you have a lot of money invested in cryptos, I would at least learn the basics of trading and hedging, just so, this doesn't happen to you. And then 2018 to 2019, that bear market, absolutely crushed all. So I would say this is the time to not panic sell everything, but this is the time, if you're in trading, to start paying attention to hedging shorts, because we're definitely not out of the woods, especially at where we rejected, right? Like if we rejected here and had this massive dump, or here, it wouldn't be as much of a concern as a super bull trappy technical area. That gives us a, yeah, if we get down to these targets and go up, that'd be great, but now because of where we rejected, it gives us a much higher probability of continuing down than we could go when we're in this slow grind right here. But it's not game over for the bull market by any means of the imagination. I would say chances of bear market only increased by maybe 10% today, so it's not like the end of the world. But so yeah, if you're in the group, I posted some other trade ideas for getting out of this range. This is a no trade zone where we're at, but I posted a few setups to long or short depending on what we do next, and depending on how this resolves, there could be a nice swing long to be had here, or we'll see how this develops. But yeah, the ideal scenario is we go sideways for a couple of days, and then or maybe a day or two, have some scalps in there, and then form a range, long the bottom of the range, short the top of the range, and we're profitable on the breakout. So that's about it. I know it's kind of all over the place today. So let's see, any other information that could be of benefit to you guys. So this is the Bitcoin dominance chart. Usually when Bitcoin dominance gets really low and you see alts rallying, it's a sign for a drop. I was talking to quite a few people over the weekend about this, but like whenever you see altcoins just completely rally, and you get random ones just go crazy percentages, it's probably a sign that Bitcoin's either going to reverse or have a massive correction like we did right here. But now that alts are, if we see this continue to trend up, so this was a sign that a correction was coming. If we see it continue to trend up, then Bitcoin actually has a good chance of trending up again, actually, or down, just not sideways. But yeah, with that, I'll be back in the Discord, answer any questions. But for now, so this is why it's also important to prepare, right? So these longs we were waiting like months for, that eventually got filled, and then we had to wait months for major take profits, right? This short I actually first made aware when we're down here. So we literally waited 3 months for this short, and it finally took place. And then you had a lot of boring right here. But this is why, like, when Bitcoin is boring and is going sideways or just drifting or grinding, it's so important to pay attention and get those positions in, because especially we had massive positions from these two lows. So all of this, we didn't have too many new long entries, but we weren't worried, right? Because you had massive positions from lower, so you can just take profits. So you're not worried about FOMO and longs. Like, people massively FOMO in longs right here just absolutely got wrecked. If you're in longs from here, you don't have to do that. And now people like FOMO'd in shorts down here, and they got wrecked. But we were waiting so long for this area that we were ready for the shorts. But there's going to be a lot more opportunities to be had. Like, if you miss the trade, don't worry. I'll actually start recording the psychological series this month, so that'll be very helpful. Also, stay tuned for that, but that'll be probably for the group only. So that's enough rambling today. It's been a good day, and we're gonna have an amazing week later, guys.